Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my show. I'm so happy to see all of you here. It has been a very stuffy week here in Ohio. Actually, the day before was kind of cool, which was nice. So how are all of you this afternoon or evening? We are in Mercury retrograde, and there are other planets that are retrogrades. We've got communications going all wonky, all kinds of weird things happening. And if you'd like more information on all the stuff that's happening, you can sign up for my newsletter by going to marialeggett.com, and or you can go to marialeggett.com/subscribe. And if you use that link to join my email list, you'll be able to receive a free chakra healing meditation that is only available to subscribers. I don't release it to the public, and it'll help you to start working on clearing your chakras, clearing the energy of your body, and allowing yourself to move forward into a very happy way, because you're going to start to find out what is blocking my chakra, what is happening here. And it's just a great way to feel good and to be able to move through the world with a different lens on looking at things differently. So I would love to have you on my email list. Um, on Sunday, August 25th, I am doing a live Q&A. It's at 1 p.m. Eastern, and you can sign up for that by going to marialeggett.com and clicking on events. And on there, you'll be able to see August 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to start talking to you about the difference between a psychic and a medium, because they are different. And we're going to talk about whether or not you have the gifts or abilities to do what I do. And we're going to talk about how it works for me, how it can work for other people. And I would love to have you on there, and you can ask all of your questions and I'll be happy to answer them. And with that, I want to welcome Rachel to the show. Hi, Rachel. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing very well. Thank you for asking. How may I be of service to you?
I've just got a whole bunch going on, so maybe some clarity would be great.
Absolutely. I'm going to say my prayer real quick and we're going to hop right into it. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Mother, Father, God, thank you very much for this moment in time. Thank you for allowing me to be of service to Rachel today. As we open the door to communication with the great I am presence, we know that all words spoken will be with your wisdom, truth, love, and understanding in the highest. In this moment, we ask for the veil to be lifted and any crossover loved one, ancestor, spirit guide, spirit animal to please come through with messages for Rachel in her highest good. Amen. So, Rachel, during my prayer, Spirit showed me, your guide showed me a vision or a picture of you standing. And they're showing me like a bunch of stuff down around your feet. And it's weird. It actually looked like they were kind of like handcuffs around your ankles. And I'm asking them, okay, what is this for? And they're showing me that there's this feeling of being like literally held back and not being able to move forward with what you want to move forward with. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. And so I asked, okay, how does this happen? How do we get out of the handcuffs? How do we move forward? How do we allow ourselves to do what we need to do? And Spirit literally shows a key, right? You holding a key, leaning down and unlocking them. And I said, well, does she already have the key? And they said, you already do hold the key. You know what to do to unlock them, but that sometimes it's really hard to make the right decisions to get to the place where you can unlock them. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. And they're showing me that it's like I have all of these thoughts and all of this chaos and stuff just going on in my brain at the moment. So I need to be able to sit down. And when I feel like that, they're showing me being able to like sit down at the desk and start writing out all of the things that are running through my brain. And it's because I need to be able to sort out all of my thoughts so that you can start to prioritize and look at, okay, if I do this one thing, then this is going to lead here, and then this is going to go to this. It's almost like you can follow the chain of events. They're going to get you to the key. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And what I like in that too is, in my own business, I'll sit down and try to and start one thing, and then that one thing will affect something else, which will affect something else. And 3 hours later, I still didn't accomplish the first thing I sat down to do. And sometimes I don't get to it for days. And so they're just showing me that it's really important to start like organizing your thoughts, organizing all the things that you want to get done, that you need to get done. And that's how you're going to be able to move forward. I literally just heard the two words help yourself. And it's because we can often feel like other people's thoughts, choices, and decisions can hold us back. And so we look at that and go, well, I can't do it because of XYZ. And so what they want you to do is go, okay, well, I can't control what other people do. So in return, what I can do is control how I react to it. And I can say, okay, if that road is blocked, then I'm just going to take a detour. Because they're just showing it to me as though it's really important for you to find the detour so that you don't allow yourself to get stopped again. Because it feels like this is an again, right? Like I've tried to make progress, I've tried to do these things, and I'm stuck again. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. Um, okay. They're they told me to ask you, do you have a question that you want to ask?
I do, but I don't know how to phrase it properly.
That's all right. Throw it out there and we'll figure it out together.
It's more of how I should handle my ex-husband and how he is behaving with my kids and the choices he is making medically, and why, like, why he's being secretive about it.
Hmm. Okay. Well, that makes so much sense for why I was saying like the handcuffs and being because you can't control other people and you are kind of stuck with them
Yeah.
because of the kids. Totally makes sense to me. Um, and they're gonna take me back into many, many years ago. I went through very much the same thing that you're talking about with my kid's dad making decisions that were anyway. Um, so what spirit is showing me, and I wasn't quite able to do it back then because I wasn't very healed and I just wanted to yell and scream and tell him he was wrong. The flip side to that is obviously this all filters down to the kids because he's going to talk because and they're just showing me that he does kind of the same thing that my kid's dad used to do, which is don't talk about this in front of mom, don't do this. So it's almost like he's tried to um separate them from you. Does that make sense?
And yeah, wholeheartedly.
Yeah. And I mean, even back then, their dad used to say to them, well, you can't talk in front of mommy. You have to go into the bathroom and shut the door. Like that much secretive kind of stuff. And that's so damaging to the kids. So the only thing that you can do at this point, and Spirit is showing it to me, is just to become resigned in the fact that there's only so much that you can do and to say, all right, Spirit, here's the deal. I have to turn this over to you because I can't control this. And you can do something that I like to call the conference room meditation. And I know this is really difficult, especially with something so serious. The conference room meditation is where you literally just sit in the quiet and you close your eyes and you ask for his higher self to come in. You invite in your higher self, which isn't you, right? It's just your soul, your higher self, and you ask them to sit in a conference room and work this out in the highest good for the kids. And you say, if I don't get to know the outcome, that's fine, but I need my children to be safe. I need for them to be medically sound. I need for all of these things to be taken care of so that when they come home, I don't have to deal with all the repercussions from his decisions. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So that meditation is going to help you to a surrender and b feel like you're doing something to affect the change. And I know that that's hard. I know that that's hard because I wanted to just smack him and go, "What are you thinking?" Um, because they just keep showing me like my youngest son, and my youngest son had red dye issues, and he had lactose intolerance issues, and his dad used to feed him all the things that he was allergic to, and then he would wind up coming home to my house and getting sick and throwing up everywhere, and I'm like, you can't keep doing this is not fair. And unfortunately, I wound up having to take him to court to get that to stop. Now, I don't know if that's
Oh,
an
that's
option for you.
crazy.
It is crazy, but that's exactly what I had to do. And it's unfortunate that they're so they're so angry that they're no longer with you, because they're just showing me that he's angry, very much like their dad was, my kid's dad. And he's trying to make you pay for something, and unfortunately, the kids are paying for it as well. Does that make sense?
It does.
So take a deep breath, trust in spirit, know that you have to do things that are going to work for you and your children, and to push as much as you can for, hey, somebody needs to watch this, somebody needs to watch that, even if you're pushing for like supervised visitation, so that that doesn't continue to happen. Does that make sense?
It does.
And so if other people think that you're crazy, they're showing me and want to make sure that you know you are not crazy. You are valid in things that you're thinking and feeling, and that you need to follow through with your gut and do exactly what you know is going to be right for your children. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that kind of hits a little too close to home.
I totally understand. Believe me, it's bringing up some hard memories for me. But I want to say thank you to you for being here. And I really hope that it does work out for you. I know how it had to work out for me. And my kids are in their 30s, and I am grateful that I don't have to deal with that anymore. So thank you, Rachel, for being here. And thank you to all of you for watching the show. I am super grateful, and I will see you all next week.